Geography is more than memorizing names and places. Geographers organize space in much the same way that historians organize time. To help organize space, geographers focus on three areas of inquiry. Where is it? Why is it there? And what are the consequences of its being there? The five themes of geography help answer these questions. So let's discuss the five themes in brief. One theme is location. Location can be absolute or relative. Another is place. There's also the human environment interaction component, movement, and region, formal, functional, and perceptual. Now, location is simply the position on the Earth's surface. So if we're looking at the absolute location, we're looking at latitude and longitude. There's a data point associated with it, or an exact address. I am working at 1332 Enterprise Drive, Westchester, Pennsylvania, 19355 right now. The absolute location of New Orleans, Louisiana is 30 degrees north and 90 degrees west in terms of latitude and longitude. So again, relative location just describes the relationship of a place to another place. It's really how would you place something in relation to something else. It could be a landmark, direction, or distance or time. My office is by Wawa in East Goshen Park. I'm 5 minutes from downtown Westchester. That's relative, as opposed to the specific address, which is absolute. New Orleans is located at the place the Mississippi River dumps out to the Gulf of Mexico. So that sums up location. Place is a little different. It seems quite obvious, but it is a theme. All it does or refers to is the physical and human characteristics. What's it like there? Physical characteristics can range from geological, hydrological, atmospheric, biological, and I'm sure many other categories. It can include landforms, bodies of water, climate, soils, natural vegetation, and animal life. Human characteristics of a place could include how the humans in that area use the land, population density, language patterns, religion, architecture, political systems, etc. So think about where you live and how you would characterize it. How would you characterize it physically or in terms of its human imprint or characteristics? Human environment interaction, shaping the landscape. Humans adapt to the environment. They also modify the environment and depend on the environment. So we have an effect on the environment has an effect on us. The environment is constantly affected by our actions. So we depend on rivers and lakes for clean water and oil for fuel. We will often adapt to the environment, and that is seen in how we dress. Maybe that's weather dependent, and some environments are more temperate than others. Some environments inspire people, if you will, to use air conditioning or heat based on its climate. We affect the environment when we build dams because that changes the trajectory of water systems. When we clear forests, we affect the environment, and it's not just the cutting down of trees, but the ecology, the animal, the plant life, insects, everything. Every time you plow a field or build a school, we're affecting the environment. So think about human environment interactions that you see in your area. Do you see evidence of exploited resources? There's a difference between using resources and exploiting. And do you see changes in the landscape or in animal habitats? Are there changes in the air, water, and soil? Right now California is a drier environment, but it's going through a horrible drought. So that's affecting both the human and natural world in that region. Okay, moving on. Movement. Talk about moving on. Our world is in constant motion, constantly changing. There is just a constant movement of people, ideas, materials, and physical systems. Even the wind, like wind currents, ocean currents. All of that is movement. Migration patterns. It could be migration of butterflies or animals or people, anything, but that affects the environment and the regions around. So you can also think about traveling. Maybe a place has more waterways, so it's more amenable to vessels going by water. There might be ferries, for example, canals. Movement can even be the export of certain goods from one place to another. How does it get there? Why is one place needing to import the goods from another place? What is it lacking? Is there something that happens in the course of transportation? Does it affect other regions or the environment, etc.? Also think about why people would leave or move from one place to another. There are many reasons. It might be jobs, it might be famine, it might be family climate, or war. There are times when people have no choice. So think about all of these things and if any of these factors figure into your region. Regions is a basic unit of geographic study. It is defined as an area that has unifying characteristics. Characteristics may be physical or human, and the study of regions helps us answer the questions: how is one area similar to another, and how is it different? Boundaries between regions can be vague. Regions are generally thought of as large areas, such as the Corn Belt in the Midwestern United States or Sub-Saharan Africa. So it might transcend, say, a state boundary. There can be physical characteristics. A region can be defined by landforms or a certain type of climate, soil, vegetation. Human characteristics might be economic, social, political, or cultural. The highly urbanized Northeast Corridor is a region from Boston to Washington, D.C., and that's considered a human region. It's very urban. We're going to discuss region in more detail in an upcoming assignment because there are three types: formal, functional, and perceptual. Formal is more the strict boundaries of a region. Functional is certain characteristics, but they might be broader. And perceptual is more attitudes and beliefs about a place. We'll get into that later.